So the following example we can use to estimate or derive rather the supply and demand curves. So let's look at the example. In 2010, South Africans smoked 300 billion cigarettes or 15.75 billion packs of cigarettes. The average retail price, including taxes, was about 5 Rand per pack. Very cheap. So that means we are actually working with the billions, the 15.75 billion packs and not the 315 billion cigarettes. We're working with a packet, that's the price that we have. The studies that have determined that the elasticity of demand show that elasticity is minus 0.4 demand and elasticity of supply is 0.5. Let's derive the demand and supply equation. So what I've done is I've just written down all the information. We have price, we have the quantity, we have elasticity of demand, we have elasticity of supply. Okay, so let's go and write down the demand equation. So the demand equation looks something like this. Okay, so quantity demanded equals A minus B price. Okay, so the values for A and B, we need to go and determine that. What we do know is we do know that minus B represent the change in quantity divided by change in price. So if we don't have the elasticity values, this is what we will have. So if we don't have that value, we know that this value here is the minus B. So we can actually use our elasticity of demand equation to determine this specific value, which is minus B. So let's use that and then determine the value available. Okay, so here we go. So that means our elasticity of demand, so we're going to use this equation here to estimate B, the value for B. So elasticity of demand is minus 0.4 equals minus B, which we do not have, multiplied by the price divided by the quantity, and the price is 5 divided by the quantity, which is 15.75. So let's calculate the value for B. So if we calculate the value for B, then we get an answer of 1.26 equals B. So the value of B is 1.26, so it's 5 divided by 15.75, and then we take that to the other side and we get a value of 1.26. So our elasticity equation, if we are now putting in the value for minus B into our demand equation, we get quantity demanded equals A minus 1.26p. The values for quantity and price we do have. So quantity is 15.75 equals A, which we do not have, minus 1.26, and price we do have at 5 Rand. So now we calculate the value for A. So 1.26 multiplied by 5 is 6.3, and we take that over to the other side, meaning that we get 22.05 equals A. And now we have calculated the value for minus B, we've calculated the value for A, so now we can write our demand equation. So quantity demanded equals 22.05 minus 1.26B, and this is our final answer. So this is the demand equation. There we go. The first one we have done. So now we do the same basic principle for supply. So for supply, we know the equation is Here we go. I've written it down already. So we know again that the plus D is the same value as elasticity of now its supply is the change in quantity divided by the change in price. And if we have price, we have quantity, we have that, so we can actually derive and get the value of plus D. So now we just insert all the data. I've already done that. So it's minus 0.4, which is elasticity of supply, equals, I'm so sorry, this is the wrong one. Here we go. Here we go. This is the correct one. Elasticity of supply is D. I've just written it down, divided by price and quantity, or multiplied by price divided by quantity. This is minus 5. And then D multiplied by 5 divided by 15, and then we get a value of D for 1.575. So that means elasticity or quantity supplied equals C plus 1.575 price. So now we already have the values for quantity and price, so we can get the value for C. So we substitute in our value. So this is 15.75 equals C plus 1.575 multiplied by price, which is 5. Now we can do our maths, and we will get C equals 7.875. So now, after we've done that, we can go and write down our demand supply curve or supply equation. So quantity supplied equals 7.875 plus 1.575 P. And there we go. This is our supply equation. So by just using this method, by using our elasticity method, we can go and determine the value of, or the equations for demand and supply. So I hope this helped you in preparation for your studies and your exam, and all the best, and I'll see you for another example just a little bit later.